So, friends, today is the first day of the new month of October in our business. So, if you had not achieved your goals you set for September, set new goals for the month of October because the new month has started. Today, I want to share with you three things. First is how to become a director. Second is why it is important to have friendship in the business. And so I forget the third aspect I wanted to share with you. Becoming a director, doing the business part-time or full-time. Why is this an important thing? Because 87% of the people we have in our business are part-timers. So we need to understand what it takes to build a business part-time or to build it full-time. So without further ado, let me share the screen with you. Okay, taking steps. How many people here want to become directors? If you're not a director yet, let me see, start from the current slide. How many people want to be directors? I'm sure there are people who are here who are just distributors and their goal is to become a director. There are some people here who are managers or senior managers. I see Eunice Muli wants to be a director, and Ron wants to be a director. Doreen wants to be a director. If you want to be a director, make the business very, very simple. In fact, I would recommend to you to either today or tomorrow, take out your document called compensation plan, New Life's compensation plan, and read through it so that you see the steps you need to make to become a director. Secondly, the more directors you build in your business, the more you're rewarded. If you look at our compensation plan, you can actually become a director by doing personal PV only, because there are a number of people in our business who do 4,000 points, but that is not the way our business is structured. But beyond that, you cannot become a world team member unless you build a team, unless you build other directors. The first step of becoming a director or taking your steps is know where you are. What level are you at the moment? Are you a manager? Are you a senior manager? Are you an executive manager? Or are you a distributor? So if you are at let me say you're at a manager. So step number one, know where you are. Step number two, know where you want to be, and that is to become a director. To become a director, if you're a manager, you need to get to senior manager first. Once you get to senior manager and you do 1,000 points, you become a qualified senior manager, you open a 6-month window period in which to accumulate 10,000 points and also to do 4,000 points in the last month. That is the plan, that is the plan you need to follow in the compensation plan. Our compensation plan is based on a director model. So, why is it important to build a director? Why is it important to have a team? Because our goal is to move products from New Life to different customers. And that always just the business, you've started the business. Step number one, you need to aim to become a manager. What is a manager? A manager is somebody who has 100 personal PV and has built a group PV of 500 points. That is you together with your team. That is what it takes to become a manager. To be a manager and maintain it, you need at least 6 to 8 you need 6 to 8 people as retail customer to do 100 PV personally. But to be a manager, you need 4 to 6 distributors who have the the same goal to do 100 PV personally. So let's say, this example, you started the business, you do your own 100 PV, you've got 4 to 6 distributors in your team, each doing 100 PV, you become a manager. In fact, the reason why it's easy to become a manager by building a team is because some people, 1 month they do 100, some will not do 100. So you need about 4 to 6 to 7 distributors who aim to do 100 PV. That is month number 1. Month number 2, become a qualified senior manager. What does that mean? You need first 100 PV personal, 2, 1,000 group PV. How do you do this? You need to develop 3 managers. That means you need between 8 and 12 distributors doing 100 PV or more each. So remember, you become a manager by building distributors who do 100 points. You become a senior manager by building other people to become managers. So if you have 3 managers, you step up to be a qualified senior manager. Month number 3, you become an executive manager. What is an executive manager? An executive manager is somebody who is doing 100 PV personal and is doing 2,000 group PV. That means you need at least 2 qualified senior managers and other new managers. And that means for if you want a consistent executive manager volume, you need between 15 and 24 distributors. That is why our business is a numbers game. You always need to be on the creative state. That means you need to be sponsoring every month. Month number 4. Month number 4 is you develop other executive managers. How do you develop other executive managers? By helping the people who have become senior managers to get to executive manager. And the goal is you're aiming for 4,000 QPV. To do this without stressing, you need 40 to 60 distributors, active distributors in your team, not just distributors. You need 40 to 60 active distributors in your team. Remember, these are not personally sponsored, but people in your team. Those are the steps you need to become a director. Now, let's look at the numbers. I've mentioned it before. Manager, you need 4 to 6 active distributors. Senior manager, you need 8 to 12 active distributors. Executive managers, you need 15 to 24. Director, you need 40 to 60 active distributors. What is the plan? The plan is to sponsor 3 people monthly. What is the weekly goal? You need to show the business to 6 to 10 prospects every week. Daily goal, your daily method of operation would be show the business to 2 to 3 people daily. You have a name list of 200. Invite people to look at the business, show the plan, and follow up. Last week, we shared with you 5 things you need to do every day. 1, you need to have a list of people. 2, you need to show the business to 2 people daily. Now, either show the business to 2 people or talk to 2 customers. 3, you need to read a good book every day. Number 4, pick up the phone and encourage somebody in your team, at least 2 or 3 people in your team. Give them a call to encourage them to do it. In fact, the more you encourage others, the more you encourage yourself. Number 5, review your dream on a daily basis. These are the simple things you need to be doing in the business. Let's go to building the business part-time or full-time. Our business is designed for both part-timers and full-timers. Why is that the case? Because our business is designed so that people may transition from what they are doing, if that is their wish, to building the business. You can't. I think it's unwise to join the business and the next day you go and tell your boss, you're fired. Don't do that. Our business is designed because 87% of people in our business are part-timers and 13 are full-timers in the business. That's 1. Number 2, the system is designed to accommodate both. part-timers and full-timers. And that is the reason why most people who start the business, they start part-time. As they build the business, they find that their business grows to such an extent that the income they get from the business overtakes their salary or overtakes whatever they're doing. They can decide to go full-time if they wish to. Some people want to still remain part-time and still keep their job. It's people's personal decision. So, part-time effort, what do you need to do in part-time effort? You need 1 to 2 hours a day to build the business on a part-time basis. What do you actually do in those 1 to 2 hours? Very important, income-producing activities. And what is that? Talking to people. Talking to people about the products, talking to people about the business. Those two things you need to keep doing all the time. Maintain very deep respect for your current job. It's important. I remember Charlie saying this very well, that if you start the business and you still have a job, you need to be very diligent at your job. If you decide to go full-time, then your employer will actually realize your value. So maintain very deep respect for your current job. Then manage your daily activities with discipline. For example, if you have a full-time job, you may probably have half an hour or 1 hour of lunchtime. Take that 1 hour, make one call. Take that 1 hour, show the business to somebody. In the evening, when you leave work, you can go home first to get the family, have a meal, spend another 1 hour showing somebody the business. And this only happens when you maintain a schedule and discipline. A very important thing about part-time business is ensure that what you do can be duplicated. If you're doing the business part-time and you're spending 5 to 6 or 7 hours per day apart from your job, that is not quite duplicable in your team. Why? Because you're spending a lot of time in the business while neglecting other aspects of your life. So ensure what you do can be duplicated. Now, what is a full-time effort? Full-time effort takes 6 to 7 hours a day. In fact, if you're going full-time, take the business as your employer. If you do this, you will find that you will be paying attention to your employer, which is your business, to grow it. Realize that your business is now your employer. If you have that understanding, you will be talking to people every day. But the other thing you need to realize, when you're full-time, remember that most of your team members are part-timers. They're not full-timers. And therefore, when you're advising people in your team, remember that most of them are part-timers. And therefore, help them or schedule time to suit their job or to suit their lifestyle. Because you're doing it full-time, it means you're more flexible than they are. And then pay tremendous attention to personal growth. Why is that important? Because it is one of the indicators that will show that the business is growing. When you're reading a book every day or you practice something new every day, sometimes you may think that nothing is actually happening, but something is happening in your business. So pay tremendous attention to your personal growth. Read at least 15 minutes every day. Listen to a good CD or a good audio or a good YouTube that inspires you or gives you more information about the business on how to become a leader. When you go full-time, if you decide to go full-time, it's very important for you to realize this. First, for you to go full-time, you need to be completely sold in the business. That means you need to actually believe in the business. Don't go full-time and you're half-hearted of what you actually take the business to be. If you're going full-time, be completely sold in the business. That means you need to believe the business with all your heart and need to put energy into building the business. 2, seek the advice from an experienced upline who has already gone full-time. I remember Charlie Bolton was telling us, for you to go full-time, you need to put aside 6 to 8 months of your salary without touching it. Or did he say 6 to 8 months of your new life business without touching it, so that you know that the business can actually support your family. So when you're going full-time, take advice. A very important thing also is this: do not elevate your lifestyle. Let new life pick up the tab for your lifestyle. What do I mean by that? If you go full-time and you want to travel, just ensure that you take enough steps so that new life can pay for your travel, your ticket and accommodation. That's what we mean. Do not elevate your lifestyle. Let new life pick up the tab, because I think the incentives built up into a business that will allow you to have a good lifestyle. Ensure your new life income is 2 to 3 times your current salary, maintained for 6 months. This is very important, because one of the things that happens that if you go full-time and you have financial stress, your prospects and people in your team will notice. And when you are really stressed, people notice and they tend not to, what do I say? They avoid you. They sense your stress, and it's difficult to attract people when you're stressed. Number 5, save all your salary for this period and see that you can actually live off the business. That's very important. Why is that important? Because new life is a business. It's got ups and downs. Sometimes it grows very fast, sometimes it comes down. So you need to become a relationship expert and groom leaders in your team. In fact, one of the things that I really love about this business, if you build your team very well, if you build leaders very well, a very simple mantra that Charlie has: sponsor, equip, let go. Sponsor, equip, let go. The more leaders you groom, the more soundly you're going to sleep, because you know there are people in your team who can be relied upon to grow the business. Okay, so become a relationship expert, because our business is a relationship business. So those are some of the things I wanted to share with you. If you consider going full-time, you need to be completely sold on the business. Seek advice from an experienced upline. Do not elevate your lifestyle. Ensure that your income is 2 to 3 times your salary, and maintain that for 6 to 8 months. Save all your salary for this period and become an expert in relationship and groom more leaders. Let's go back to something else that is very important about the business, and that is friendship. The thing or the glue that keeps our business together is friendship. Betty and I started the business in 1996, now 29 years ago. And some of the leaders or the people we've had we grew together in the business, we have become friends up to now. People like Agnes Wahome in Kenya, people like Joyce Kingu in Tanzania. In fact, I remember we went with Joyce and Howard Kingu to Hawaii and San Francisco for the very first time. We are friends up to now. The thing that brings people in the business, brings people together in the business, is friendship. We are social beings. We have a very deep desire to relate with other people. And this business creates a perfect platform to relate with others. So we build a profession to serve others. One of the ways you actually make money is to provide a service to the public. If you help people become successful in the business, money will find you. 3, friendship. Three important things about friendship. 1, you need to have a common interest. Build personal styles or personal brands. Why is that important? Personal dreams are important because everybody has a dream. And my dream is not yours. Somebody else's dream is different from somebody else's. You need to have personal dreams and share your dreams with your team. Number 2, you need to have mutual concern. That means you share challenges and success. Number 3, you need a life of integrity and virtue. If you have common interest, you have mutual concern, but you don't have integrity and virtue. Love, forgiveness, gratitude. These are important things attracted to. You can go into a room and you can feel the atmosphere in that room immediately. So think about the kind of personality you're developing. Avoid criticism, resentment, and jealousy. A very important thing. You are the average of the 5 years people you're going to without doubt. But the other thing I need to mention, choose your friends with care. Choose people who want to go where you're going. Choose your friends wisely. Choose friends who have the same goal, the same values. Choose people who are ambitious, who are diligent, who want to achieve more than you. In fact, when you share a goal with people in your team, if somebody doesn't tell you, you mean that is what you're aiming for? Why don't you aim for more? So choose also people who are going to stretch you. And the last thing is, I remember saying this one time and somebody told me that's very profound. When the business goes from your head to your heart, you're going to be successful. There has to be a brain and heart coherence. That means what you believe in the business and what you feel for the business will determine how successful you're going to become. When there is a brain and heart coherence, your chances of becoming successful in the business are much, much higher. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are the few things I wanted to share with you today. I hope some of the things we've talking about are going to help you grow your business to the next level, whatever level you've decided. Set new goals for the month. 3 things, as I normally say. 1, personal PV. Number 2, personal sponsoring. Number 3, the step that you want to make or the group you want to build. Thank you. Good night and God bless.